Hi, tdeoi39 here again for you. Today I'm going to speak about the figure eight, or the infinity symbol, however you want to put it. So, previously we spoke of the spiral and the loop, both manifestations of systems. Now the fact that the spiral starts and ends with a loop means that the spiral is really a loop, a fancy loop. You start defining something, you define it more, you define it more, you define it more, and you compromise for something in the middle. Why do you compromise? Because you're exhausting all of life to try and define something even more than what it is defined. And you realize, this is fucking exhausting. And so you start to loop. This loop is the final definition. The definition that you have settled for, or the definition that you have compromised for. You could start on the outside if you wanted to. If you just decided not to define a basic definition any further, you would have a large loop whereby you can direct yourself from. A large definition. Now keep in mind, this is all tools, mechanics of the systems of your mind, which is the best system, the king system. So, the figure eight. How is this different from the loop? It isn't. What we must understand is that polarity is what powers the motion in the loop. Because without a negative and a positive and a charge moving somewhere in the loop is just a loop. It's like a bubble that pops. The surfaces of the bubble, both inside and outside, are traversed by air in a split second, and it pops. It's like self-realization in a bubble. So, let's continue with the figure eight. Now, with the understanding that the powering of a spiral as desire for better, more, or it could be for less even. You could be going out the spiral. Same thing, you're still working by the laws of the mind, or the system. Is the outward. So we have the loop, which is powered by the greatest definition, let's say, is the unified field. Okay, and that is our definition of God, pretty much, because it's something that can't be seen, can't be perceived in the physical world, yet it's defined as real. So that's the first deception, that God exists. You can either take that, decide, yes, God exists, and that's it. Or you can say, then what is my purpose in God's existence? And so you go searching. I want to do something better, and better, and better, and better, and better. And then you compromise for this confined lifestyle that's very conservative. And you might wear long dresses, and only wear your hair down to here, not wear booby shirts. I'm speaking about a girl, of course. I'm not a transvestite. Ha ha ha. Very funny. I could see you laughing in your head there. And yeah, so, and you go to church on Sundays every week, or Saturdays, whatever your preference. You keep the holy day every week. You only think thoughts of God. And this is your defined existence that you loop and 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 loop in this minusculity. What happens when we put ourselves down to that? We get angry. We get angry at ourselves. Where do we direct it? Not at our own defined existence, because we believe that is us. We direct it at everyone else. And look at where we are today. Isn't it fucking fantastic? Yippee! So, what do I have for you today? Figure 8. Alright. Figure 8 is the further defined polarity. Okay, you take a loop and you twist it. You have a figure 8. Okay? Now, on one side you have good, one side you have bad. Alright, it could be any sort of polarity. You have life, you have death. Okay, like traversing life, then you go into death, into the dimensional existence as your mind, as the system, as the greatest system, because you perceive that you exist there. And you cycle. And you cycle this existence without perceiving that you've done the cycle before. So really, it's just another complication of polarity. Now, we know that we're powered by polarity to go around the loops, the spirals, but now we've added yet another two polar opposites. Okay, they're grouped into twos again, so we've got 4, but it's still basic polarity. And this is how the system works. So in my life at the moment, right this moment, I've been looping a certain perspective, and I've allowed myself to loop, and I've followed the loop without resistance to not create a spiral. And now I'm coming into the backup, the mind saying, hey, wait a minute, fucking shit is happening. You've got to do this now. And then it goes into the figure 8, it switches sides, and goes into the reverse polarity. And feeds things like, whereas before I was keeping honor to my place of work and this and that. And now, kleptomania C, get as much money as you can, gotta get out of the country. Mind, flip, and in a normal circumstance I'd be totally deceived and I just want to fucking go, but it's exhausting sometimes, yes. But the exhaustion itself is yet another cycle of the mind that we run in here. Blah! It's nuts! So that's pretty much all I have for you today. Do some of your own research. Have one thing though, this next little snippet that's coming up right now. I love every one of you. My name is Jesus.